Erik is available to speak with the media. Please proceed.
Coach, how would you describe today's performance, especially the batting?
Well, we didn't adjust to the conditions. We obviously struggled to get any kind of momentum. We're very, very disappointed. We can't make any excuses. Once you get ball out inside 50 overs, obviously it's a worry, it's a concern. But winning the toss should not really mean that you're going to lose the game. We've got to find a way to counteract these spinners, to play the spin a lot better. They've been causing us a lot of problems. But it's not for want of trying. The boys are trying, but it's finding a way that's going to be very, very important for us going forward. We've still got one more game to play. We continue to learn and hope that we can take some lessons away from it. You look and see how Kimo Paul batted. We've got to find out from him what he did differently from everybody else, and then we try and build from there.
How disappointing is it as a coach, putting in the effort and then on a day like today, you're not seeing the rewards on the field?
But that's part of your job. You're going to win some, you're going to lose some. Just a week ago, we were winning the Test series, we were winning the T20 series. We come here with 2 down in this ODI series. We're obviously very, 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 very disappointed. But you've got to try and lift the group. You've got to lift the group. The key thing is to not allow the confidence to drain out of the group. We've got to find a way to lift people. We've got to find a way to have open discussions and come up with solutions that will move us forward. You're still planning for 2023. We know the areas that we're falling down, and we know that teams are going to come and bowl a lot of spin against us, and we've got to find ways of making sure that we get better at rotating the strike and different things like that.
What are some of the positives you can draw from these 2 games?
Well, like I said, the batting of Kimo Paul, I thought he played really well in a little cameo innings. I thought he looked good, and the bowling of Moti, who's come in for only his second ODI. He understands the pitches. He's bowling wicket to wicket, and he's been very effective. You've got to continue to look for the positive. There are not a lot of positives, but those 2 for me have been the standouts so far.
A word on the Providence surface here.
I don't want to be too critical because people will say that you've lost and Bangladesh have batted on them. And, I thought this one was a bit better than the first match. I thought the first match had a lot of moisture. But you've got to understand that there's been a lot of rain around Georgetown, and the groundsmen can't put in as much work as they would like. So you don't want to be too critical. But Bangladesh have won the toss and they put us in both times. Normally, Bangladesh like to set a score and try and put you under pressure, but they've gone away from that because of the surface. But like I said, there's been a lot of rain, and the pitches are undercover for most of the time, and it's going to be very difficult, once you bat first to get any kind of momentum.
We know this series is not part of the ODI Super League, and West Indies actually lost 10 successive matches against Bangladesh in ODI cricket. Is that something playing on the mind of the players to actually come and do well in the final game?
But obviously, every time you represent West Indies, you want to do well. If you're in the dressing room now, the players are very, very disappointed. Oran's very disappointed. They're all very disappointed. Coaches are disappointed because the players are putting in the work. Bangladesh, at the moment, have got some kind of formula that we need to find a way to get it over it. I mean, we've just beaten them back-to-back 4 Test matches, so these things happen in international cricket, but we've got to find a way to work harder and to break that run, to break that momentum that they have. Hopefully we can come in the next match and we can put up a good performance, because we continue to learn and you continue to build. We went to Holland, we won Test matches. We went to ODIs. We went to Pakistan and we did okay. India we bowled well. So we're not putting a complete game together. The key thing now is how can we put a complete game together? But it's very difficult when you're not getting any momentum and the pitches are assisting, especially once you lose the toss.
A word on Alzari Joseph and his return. We didn't see him in the force with any reason for that?
Well, obviously, Alzari's had a very, very hard year. You know, he's playing in all three formats. He's playing in T20s. He went to the IPL. He played in the Test match series against England. He came back. He played in Holland. He played in Pakistan, and now he came back and played the Test matches against Bangladesh. So you've got to try and rest players. You can't burn him out. He's only 25. He's going to be a spearhead of West Indies bowling for a long time. So you've got to make sure you look after him. It's not an excuse because we've lost. But we haven't lost because of Roddy Erik, you know. It is to make sure that Khazavi stays fresh. And when you look at the amount of cricket we've got left, we've still got India ODI, we've still got New Zealand, we've still got T20 World Cup, and we've got Test matches in Australia. So that is very important that we keep Khazavi fresh. You look and see that Jason Holt is not here because he too needed a break because he plays all the formats. So it's all about keeping players fresh and making sure that they're ready. You know, and we've got enough cricketers. It's all about giving them the confidence to go and execute their skills.
Finally, from me, should we expect any changes in the final ODI?
Well, I'm not a selector, so I can't really answer that. You know, I'm sure Phil Simmons and Desmond Haynes and Nicholas Pooran will sit down and decide the way forward, and they will put their heads together and see if they come up with any decisions. But for me, I can't really comment on if they're going to be changes or not.
Roddy, and just to speak generally, what changes are necessary for the team, considering we have another ODI series coming up against India?
I don't know. I don't know if it's changes. I think we just need to be a little bit more confident. I think sometimes when you're having a bad run against an opposition, you can lose confidence a bit, and then you lose confidence. If you lose confidence in the surface as well, then it makes it even more difficult. So, like I said earlier, it's up to us as a management staff to lift these players. They're young players. Some of them haven't played a lot of ODIs. You know, Shea Hope is probably our most ODI player, and he haven't reached 100 ODIs yet. So it tells you it's a very inexperienced ODI team. They've got players with 300 ODIs behind them, you know, and so you're learning, and it's all about us trying to get the information, us trying to make sure we encourage them, and us trying to make sure that we put things in place that they can get better.